Please stand. may be seated. Please join me in prayer. God, you are truth, beauty, and goodness. You are light breaking into darkness, the light of intellect and creativity, the light of learning and knowledge, the light of wisdom and understanding. Let our hearts and minds be filled with light and with thanksgiving. Thanksgiving for families and loved ones who supported these students, who cheered them on, paid their bills, heard their fears and anxieties, celebrated their successes. For faculty, staff, and administrators who invited these students into our community of learners, who encouraged them, showed them the path to the light of knowledge, pushed a little, and invested their time and energy in these students' futures. For those who work in food service, facilities, campus safety and security, and for the trustees who have seen to it that these students had food and safety and a beautiful place in which to live and learn. And for these students, the class of 2020, for their dedication and grit, for their hard work, and for the joy of their success. We, as a whole Monmouth College community, celebrate this graduation day with thanksgiving and with great pomp and circumstance as we send these students into their future. Let there be light in this place, and may that light shine forth. Amen.
Thank you, Reverend Anthony, for the invocation. And thanks also to the Monmouth College Chorale. Good morning to all of you on this day of celebration. The weather outside can do nothing to dampen the joy and the meaning of this day. Every Monmouth College commencement is special. However, this ceremony has particular meaning. Because of the pandemic, the class of 2020 was not able to celebrate its commencement in person in May of that year. The virtual ceremony held at that time reflected our pride in this class's accomplishments that was and is every bit as great as that for their predecessors. But in the end, there is no substitute for the real thing. We are so glad then to celebrate this class once more, but this time to do it on campus and together. I would like to introduce our special platform guest, both to my left, Associate Dean Dr. Dan Ott, and next to him, Dr. Mark Wilhard, Vice President for Academic Affairs and Dean of the Faculty. I now want to recognize the members of the college's Board of Trustees. These dedicated men and women, many of them alumni of the college, provide critical leadership for this institution. I hope that some of you in the class of 2020 have service as a trustee among your ambitions. If there are any members of the board with us today, I would ask them to stand and be recognized. Well, let us give them their applause. I would also like to recognize the members of our Alumni Board who are in attendance today. These individuals serve the college in many ways, in recruiting new students, raising funds to support the work of the college, and providing career advice and support, just to name a few. They are a great source of ideas and a sounding board for initiatives at the college. If there are any members of the Alumni Board with us today, please stand and let us thank you. I extend a warm greeting and my great appreciation to Monmouth College's faculty and staff. At Monmouth, no matter what other titles we may have, we are all educators, committed to the guided growth of young people. Through their dedication and passion, these people have helped our students to, in the words of our mission statement, realize their full potential, live meaningful lives, pursue successful careers, and shape their communities and world through service and leadership. I would ask all members of the Monmouth College faculty and staff with us, please stand and let us give them their thanks. As I am thanking our faculty and staff, I want to express special appreciation to those whose work makes this special commencement celebration so wonderful. Our faculty marshals, Professors Marjorie Bond, Stacy Lotes, Tom Sargent, and Sean Shum. Our facilities staff, led by Ms. Sarah Young, Director of Facilities. Our Director of Campus Events, Mr. Ryan Doyle, and Director of Alumni Engagement, Ms. Jennifer Armstrong, and Associate Director of Alumni Engagement, Ms. Jordan Sherpa Lencioni, all of whom have coordinated this weekend so well. Let us give them also want to recognize and thank my wife, Lobe Stone, for all that she does on behalf of the college and its students, and especially for me. As many of you know, Lobe has been in San Antonio caring for our daughter, Lindsay, who has undergone 2 major surgeries in the last several months. Even though she is not present in person, she sends her congratulations and love to the class of 20. Also, I am honored to welcome the mothers and fathers, husbands and wives, sisters and brothers, sons and daughters, grandparents, aunts, uncles, and friends of our 2020 graduates who are here today to celebrate this special event with them and with us. We welcome all of you, and we thank you for being here to recognize the achievements of the class of 2020. If you would, if you can, please stand so that we can give you our thanks. And finally, a special welcome to the very important people for whom today represents the culmination of 4 years, plus 1, of dedication and study, hard work. This also represents the continuation of new exciting chapters in their sagas. Members of the class of 2020, please stand and let us recognize you. I'm now proud to welcome Peggy Bruckner to the podium. Maggie was an outstanding student leader during her time as a student at the college, including serving 2 years as president of the college's student government. Maggie is a great example of the power of a Monmouth College education. It is with great joy that I invite Maggie to give her commencement address.
So good morning, class of 2020, family and friends. We're brought here today to finally celebrate a huge milestone in our lives that we've been waiting on for over a year now. While officially walking the stage for graduation in October of 2021 wasn't in our plans, at least we're here today, finally. For those who may not know me, my name is Magdalene Bruckner. I studied PR and business administration, served as your president, your student body president 2 times, and much more. But in between all of that, my Monmouth story hasn't been perfect. It's been imperfect. We all have one, an imperfect one, and that's why I'm here today to speak to you all on imperfection. I felt the theme of imperfection and making choices fit what today and what our journeys in life are all about. The definition of imperfection is a fault or blemish or undesirable features. Our stories, our lives, up until this point, have been an imperfect, perfect story. Imperfection can feel like a burden when it's really a blessing. If things were perfect, we wouldn't be grateful for all we are and all we have. We can all name a few reasons why our Monmouth journeys were imperfect. Whether it was getting injured during a game, not getting the best roommate, having to repeat accounting because you didn't pass the first time, or dealing with a couple more heavy things, like dealing with microaggressions, low self-esteem, mental health struggles, family circumstances, assault, racism, ableism, homophobia, isolation, transphobia, and more. And for those of you who may have had to experience those heavier steps, I stand with you. And for those who maybe haven't experienced some of those heavier things that I mentioned, we all still carry something heavy. It just looks different. Your path is imperfect, and it won't look like anyone else's, and it's not meant to be. Some of us will walk a cobblestone path, or maybe one made of rocks, gravel, mulch, concrete, sidewalk. Whatever path you walk, it is yours, and yours alone. It is not yours to judge because it is not yours to walk for others. Our paths are by design. There is power in imperfection because our imperfections are indications of who we are and who we may become. They lead to inspections, where we pause and we inspect certain aspects of our lives, where we may need to improve, remove, create, or even choose. Choose what you can change. Part of our paths are formed by choices we make or the ones others have made for us. All throughout high school, most of our choices were made for us. In college, that was some of our first times ever having to experience a time where we had to make a choice that impacted us and only us alone. Now that we've graduated, we all make choices every single day, whether that's picking what you want to wear to work that day or choosing to take a risk in an employment field that you might be unfamiliar with. You get to choose. Ask yourself, what are you choosing? Because this world will not always love us back. It will not hug us when we're cold. It will not help us when we're kicked down. It will not hold us when we are alone. But choose to love. Choose to find a way to find warmth. Choose to be resilient in the face of defeat. Choose to stand tall, even when standing feels like the last thing you can do. We make choices every single day, but make them boldly and proudly and loudly. And make them for you. Because at the end of this life, that's all you have, so be good to yourself. Love yourself and your journey while you're here, because we only get one. We don't get a second chance or a second choice at this life. Choose happiness, choose peace, choose positivity, and choose yourself. As we continue on this journey, I want to remind you all, and myself, that we do ourselves a disservice when we choose not to get back up. Life is all about getting up and showing up in every aspect. But when we choose not to, we disservice our present and future selves. Enjoy this journey of life and realize that accepting what we cannot perfect is the first step to building a perfect life for ourselves. So I leave this with you all today. We came to Monmouth. We saw what the world we were entering into after we graduated, but what will we conquer? I'll leave that with you all to decide. So class of 2020, I couldn't be more proud of us. Thank you, and enjoy this journey called life. Thank you.
For 164 years, Monmouth College has followed the tradition of using Latin to confer the baccalaureate degree. We invite you to follow the English translation printed in the commencement program as we begin the presentation and conferral of degrees for the Monmouth College class of 2020. Will the candidates for the degree Bachelor of Arts and Bachelor of Science please rise? Tibi praesti collegii Monmouthiensis, hos juvenes in gradum artium baccalorii and baccalorii scientiae admittantur ofero.
In nomine Dei, Amen. Latortate nobis a Republica Illinois ensi commissa, et consuetudine vedere nos professores, mos ad gradum artium baccalorii, and baccalorii scientiae, and mitimus.
Everyone, this is the 2020 graduating class of Monmouth College. Congratulations. You may have a seat. At this time, we invite the graduates to come forward as their names are called. The members of the class of 2020 received their diplomas a year ago, so when you see President Wyatt take the diploma cover back from each graduate, you'll know why. I ask that the audience hold applause until all the graduates have been recognized. Kiera Lauren King. Magdalene Lucille Bruckner, cum laude. Zelinda Ann Taylor, cum laude. Rachel R. Sitko. Sharon Rebecca Kuhlemeyer. Jake Fernando Carvajal. Patrick Joseph Kroll. Michael J. Bursell, magna cum laude. Clark Thomas Gayden, cum laude. Emma Catherine Hildebrand, magna cum laude. Natalie Grace Cordova, summa cum laude. Lexis Arliana Turner, cum laude. Hannah Joy Snyder. Ian Frederick Jefferson. Brian John Baumgartner. Joe Stewart. Kayla N. Baumgartner. Jesus E. Aguirre. Emily Morgan Gabalden. Thomas A. Van Alstyne. Jared W. Dace, cum laude. Haley Ann Hoekstra, cum laude. Ashley Elizabeth Ferris, magna cum laude. Lauren Sperry, summa cum laude. Laura B. Dooley, cum laude. Robert Joseph Incorvati. Alyssa M. Whitaker. Samantha Brosen. Shelby Renee Jones. Adriana P. Newseer. That phonetic pronunciation had 43 ways of going. Amanda Lynn Green. Benjamin Nelson. Alexis Miranda Brower, cum laude. Harmony Mae Miller, magna cum laude. Andrew John Angus. Caleb Santana. Jared Parker Hankinson. Mackenzie Nevada DeVilder. Aaron Paul Kimsey. Mackenzie Renee Campbell. Matthew Ryan Polisic. Emily Virginia Smucker. Jaron Jashone Stewart. Brock A. Crothers. Tiffany Brianna Hart. Bradley James Buckner. Shania Paige Anderson. David C. Dragney. Brett M. Fordyce. Hadley and Gabriel Smith-Heisler, summa cum laude. Taria Walker. Daria Walker. She was my advisee for 2 years. My embarrassment is deeper than you can imagine. Cachet Appleton. Taylor Stephanie Lynn Trammell. Jasmine Unique Howlett. Lucas K. Songaroff, cum laude. Chandler Claude. Joshua John Dale Gross, summa cum laude. Jacob John Durden. Aleka Gensler. Alika Gensler, cum laude. One more time. I ask the Monmouth class of 2020 to stand so that we can recognize you.
It's not in today's program, but it's been traditional since Logie and I've been here to offer a Godspeed before we do a flame of white crimsons. If you would, close your eyes and think back across your years at Monmouth. Think back to your first day on campus. Think about the best of your many best days. Think about the hardest day and how you made it through. Think about those people who will be your friends for life. Think about that person you had to work hardest to like. Think about your toughest defeat. Think about your greatest triumph. Think about those people who had the greatest impact on you. Think about those people whose lives you have made a little better. Be sure to come back to campus. Come back often. Because no matter where you go, this will always be home. We are all proud of you. We love you. And from Logie and me, we wish that you will keep the spirit of these days forever. That you will be forever young.
Now I invite you to stand, remove your hats, and join the Monmouth Chorale in the singing of the Monmouth College hymn. Following the conclusion of the hymn, please remain standing for the benediction and streamer toss. And I invite you to linger and visit with parents, students, faculty, and staff. Thank you for coming, and congratulations again, graduates. And venture into this new and magnificent day. May the love of God enfold you. May the grace of God uphold you. May the liberating power of God set you free to love and to serve. Amen.
So the class, there's one last thing to do. Underneath your chairs, you're going to find a streamer. Now, there's two last instructions that you got for college, and this is it. The first, hold on to an end of the streamer, otherwise you're just going to be throwing a big ball into the air. Second, face your parents. They need to see you doing this great thing. Turn around. All right, on a count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Graduation!